Hi guys, welcome back to my XPS guide. Now I'm gonna review Cloud Neo Vision. Okay, so let's take a look from his stats. So like you can see that Cloud base attack stats is much higher compared to Tifa. I'm not sure whether it is exclusive to Cloud or it will become like this on the future. Okay, because if you take a look, it is quite big the difference. Like you can see here, about 100 point difference. So this will be very insane if you're able to gear your character, let's say, into 400% attack boost, because that means he gonna has 400 points better than Tifa. Okay, and enough about the base attack stats. For the passive, because Cloud is real Neo Vision, he has same exact passive on his standard and brave shift form. Okay, and Cloud actually quite strange because like you can see that he has innate dual wield. He also has 150% true dual wield on both of his form, but the main problem here is he doesn't have plus 6 times change damage modifier. And remember, Cloud Trust Mastery Word is two-handed great sword. So yes, I know, okay, it will trigger some of you people because yes, I admit Cloud is still good, but it seems like Gumi tried to troll us. Okay, why they give him innate dual wield and true dual wield boost when they give true double hand as his Trust Mastery Word? Okay, really strange setup. But enough about that. He also has 100% human and machine killer, so this is very good. But again, I find it is kinda lacking because remember, Tifa has 200% human and aqua, so twice better killer. Really insane. I hope this passive can be leveled up in the future. Let's say they give him like plus 6 times change damage modifier and other things. And he also has 100% faster review rate, which is, yes, I must say quite useful because he kinda rely on his limit burst. And yes, he has fatal damage protection, something really important for a character, and 100% LB damage boost, same like Tifa. And for you say that, whoa, you don't need to equip his Trust Mastery Word. Yes, I know you don't need to equip his Trust Mastery Word because basically what you lose is only attack and spirit plus 20% and 3 LB regen per turn. But remember, okay, remember, what do you want to replace his Trust Mastery Word? With better two-handed weapon? Yes, you can do that, but again, my complaint is why he has 150% true dual wield when he is clearly through two double-handed character. So enough about complaint on his stats. Now let's take a look on his abilities. So on his standard form, he is a Stardust Ray Chainer. And yes, he also has 50% human killer buff. So remember this, if you need to kill human, then yes, use his standard form. And he has focused trust, so it deals 72 times damage per cast, same like Tifa Stardust Ray Chain. And the best thing about this move is this fill your LB gauge by 8 crystals. So if you triple cast this, you fill 24 LB. Quite nice because his LB only need about 40 LB crystals. Okay, so I believe you can use your LB every other turns. Okay, and his grandest ability, it is really important because it increases his LB damage by 100%, and it is a finishing skill. So yes, quite good, I must say. But the problem is actually not a problem, but annoying thing about this is 100% LB damage boost is kinda bad in quote. Okay, why I say bad in quote? Because first, it is grandest ability. Okay, you can only use this once, but only 100%. Compare it to Tifa. Tifa grandest gives you 250%. So pretty big difference. And yes, if you remember that I said on previous video, Neo Vision Rain gonna come soon, and he has AoE 100% LB damage boost. So wow, Rain has AoE LB damage boost, but this Cloud only 100% LB and it only affects himself. So again, I think they are trolling with Cloud. And for limit burst, it is very nice, okay, 130 times damage, but again, Tifa limit burst is simply better because remember 160 times. So what's wrong with this Cloud? And remember this LB also multiple hits. Sure, the last hit dealt the most damage, but yes, the point here is Tifa limit burst is still better because it is only one pure hit. Okay, and for the damage, like you can see here, with 200% LB damage innately, okay, because he has 100% LB damage, and from Grandis ability, he deals 390 times damage, which is powerful, 390 times. But again, this is same like your Braver. Your Braver, after you use that Punisher mode and use class, high class, mega class, also deal this 390 times damage in total. So you really need to gear him with better, I mean with more LB damage boost to surpass your Braver. But that's not easy thing to do because of his messed up innate passive. So enough about standard form. Now let's talk about his Brave Shift form. On his Brave Shift form, he can still chain with Stardust Ray, and actually I must say it is even better because like you can see that it deals higher damage, and yes, it deals 74 times damage on the last hit. So the backload is real on this Brave Shift Stardust Ray chain. Okay, and yes, it also imperil the enemy lightning resist by 120%, something that he cannot do on his normal form. Also, talking about Thunder, he is a true double hand character, so ability to imbue himself with Thunder element is really important. And again, you can only use that on his Brave Shift form. Okay, and same like the normal version, he also has another Grandis ability, which also increase 100% LB damage. Okay, it can only be used one time. So yes, on a battle, you only have 2 chances to get plus 100% LB damage buff. How's that sound? Kinda crappy if I must say. Because again, remember Tifa able to give herself 250% with Grandis and 150% with normal ability. So again, what's wrong? And on his Brave Shift form, he can cast 50% machine killer buff. So on normal human, on Brave Shift machine. And for his limit burst, this is where his Brave Shift worse than his standard form, because like you can see, it deals less damage, only 117 times damage to all enemies. So it is AoE attack, but the problem with this is the damage distribute kinda more evenly, okay? And it is a bad news for finisher, because on the standard form, you can simply focus on landing your last hit on highest chain count. But on this form, you cannot do that, okay? Because the damage is distributed so well. So yes, you need to be able to chain all of the hits, and it seems quite hard because it's kind of fast. And I think you need to have a copy if you want to perfect chain this limit burst. Okay, so I don't think there is any reason to use this limit burst because you already able to imperil all enemies thunder resist by using your Stardust Ray chain spinning / Final Fantasy VII Remake. Okay, so with all those things, how you use Cloud. So here is my rotation. Okay, so if you know better rotation, please leave it on the comment. Okay, so on the first turn, use your Breath Shift. Okay, after you use your Breath Shift, use Ignition, Plasma Slicer, and Spinning Slash. That will increase his attack stats by 300%. Yes, and imbue him with Thunder and impedal enemy Thunder Resist. So you are set. On second turn, use Spinning Slash to deal chaining damage. Okay, and Triple Slash. Triple Slash is his grandest, which gives him 100% LB damage. So on the third turn, return to his normal form and use your Limit Burst. Okay, and tada, you deal nice damage. Okay, and yes, you cannot go back into Breath Shift, so you need to stay on your normal form, but that's not a problem because you can use Focus, Trust, or maybe Braver. And remember to use Infinity's End to get another 100% LB damage when you able to use your Limit Burst on the next turn. Okay, if you're not able to use your Limit Burst on the next turn, then do not use your Infinity's End because the buff for LB damage only lasts for 2 turns. Okay, and yes, that's all. After you use 2 of your grandest abilities, you kinda run out of option. Okay, with only your Limit Burst, unless you have a LB damage buffer like Neo Vision Rain, but he is not bad. You can still rely on your Braver. Simply make sure you use the class, high class, and mega class before you use Braver to get maximum damage from your Braver. Okay, and yes, that's all for Cloud, and I think you can see now why I say that Tifa is probably better than Neo Vision Cloud, because Tifa's damage modifier is simply insane. She has +6 times change damage modifier, and yes, Cloud is kinda bad compared to Tifa. So enough about abilities, now let's talk about equipment. So I must say his Limit Burst is better on standard form. And yes, you want to use his Limit Burst on standard form, and that's why you want to gear him with LB damage boost on his standard form. Okay, but again, it's probably quite hard because of his mess up passive. Okay, and for his Breath Shift form, I must say that you don't need to care about his Limit Burst damage. Simply focus on building his attack stats. Simply pick your poison, whether you want to make him into true dual wield or true double hand characters. Okay, both have their own minus. Yes, not their own merits, but yes, because what? It's kind of messed up passive. Okay, I know that some of you gonna be angry with me, but yeah, like when I review Final Fantasy VII Advent Cloud Children, okay, some of you still, without +6 times Cloud Advent Children is still insane. I know, okay, I know, same like this Cloud, he is still perfectly good, but why they troll us so much with his stats? Okay, so I will leave you that to think about, but that's all for equipment. Now let's talk about partner. So for partner, like I said before, Neo Vision Rain gonna be good for him because yes, of that 100% LB damage to all allies. So once you run out of your grandest, you are kinda dead with Cloud. For Limit Burst, I must say, because you can still use your Braver. And yes, Neo Vision Rain is also Stardust Ray Chain and able to give Cloud Fire Element if the enemy resists against Thunder. So really good party. But remember, Neo Vision Rain main strength is his Limit Burst, so he needs Extreme Nova Chainer. Maybe you can use Mastermind Stone, because yes, Mastermind Stone also able to use Stardust Ray Chain. So yes, those 3 are really good characters. Okay. And yeah, for elemental imbue, like usual, bring Rena or Dr. Aiden, and etc. For party sample here, you can use Veritas of the Dark as your breaker, because he is a great Stardust Ray Chainer 2 and able to break 75% all stats. So yes, pretty good, I must say. So that's all for partner. Now about the abilities recommendation to level up. So the first ability you want to level up is Spinning Slash. Why I choose this? First, because it deals nice amount of damage and it is AoE attack. So if you need AoE attack, you can use this. And another reason is you don't need to rely on his limit burst. Okay, you can save your limit burst for your standard form limit burst. Because basically the only reason you want to use his limit burst is for the AoE attack or 120% imperil. You can do that with Spinning Slash. And the second ability you need to awaken is Braver, because after your grandest abilities run out, this is what you gonna use on the battle as a finisher. 390 times damage every turn. So I must say, very nice. And the last ability, Focus Trust. I don't think you need to level up this. It is nice, okay, don't get me wrong, but this is not your priority because basically you use this to fill your limit burst gauge, okay, on your normal form. So once you done with that, you're gonna back to Spinning Slash, okay, even if you are Stardust Ray Chainer. So that's the reason I say this is your last priority. So enough about that priorities. Now my conclusion for Neo Vision Cloud. So hear me out. Neo Vision Cloud is perfectly good. Okay, he able to beat all 7 stars top tier DPS like Zenaida, but that's simply because he is Neo Vision. He's the first Neo Vision, so of course he will become really OP. But again, wow, even when you compare him to Tifa, Tifa is still better. Okay, so sorry guys if you don't like this, but I talk about the fact. So sure, you're still able to gear him nicely, you can still deal nice damage, but yes, just think whether what I just said on the beginning correct or no, okay? Because yes, why they mess up so much with his passive? That's really my complaint, okay? I believe they do this because it is Cloud. The players are still gonna pull for him, including me. But yes, I get him from free pool, but yeah, I have tried using my tickets because it is Cloud. They try to mess him. Just compare it to Rain. Okay? Why they don't mess up with Rain? Because they know if they mess up Rain like they do on Cloud, not any players will pull for Rain. Right? Leave it on the comment whether you agree with me or not. Okay? But still, he is perfectly good. He can still pawn every trials on this game. Amazing. And another thing I don't like about Cloud is his rotation. Yes, his rotation is not that complicated compared to 7 stars era, but again, I still prefer Tifa. Tifa rotation is simply perfect and yes, really good. Basically Tifa. Tifa is a goddess. Okay, I'm not sure whether I can find any character simpler than Tifa at this point. Actually, there are many, but for Neo Vision. Okay, and yes, that's it for Cloud. And I think if you don't have him and you are not fanboy of Final Fantasy VII, you don't need to force yourself to get him. And if you do get him like me, I don't think, do not force yourself to pull, oh, I want to get 3rd Cloud, I want to get 4th Cloud, I need to max him to the max ASAP. No, don't do that, okay, because yeah, you have seen, I must say, he is good mediocre character. Okay, and for his Trust Mastery Word, I must say it is quite good because it is the most powerful Trust Mastery Word level 2-handed Great Sword. Okay, so yes, good, but if you already have STMR Great Sword, two-handed Great Sword, then you don't need this. For the STMR though, I must say it is pretty decent. Why? Because like you can see, it gives you 200% true double hand, and they have increased the maximum true double hand into 400%. So if you equip this, I can say that most characters already reach their maximum, and because of that, you can equip your character with, let's say, LP damage, killers, or other defensive abilities or accessories. Okay, so yes, I think that's all you need to know about Cloud. What do you think about him? What you don't agree with me? Please leave it on the comment if you have any suggestion or whatever. And remember, don't simply say, "Oh, you noob, Cloud is very good." Tell me, okay? Tell me why Cloud is, let's say, better than Tifa. Tell me on the comment, because I also have him and really want to know whether I used him correctly or not, because trust me guys, I'm just a normal player like you. And yes, if you have any advice, it will help me and other players into this game. Okay, so yep, thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy for FX vs. God. Bye bye guys.